Yeah, we're starting the show. It has. I'm going to be the announcer. How about that? We have the lovely Bobby Tamburo with us as always, because whenever I can't find a guest, I'm like, "Hey Dan, you want to be on?" And his answer is always something like, "As long as you don't mind me looking 80% homeless," which I don't know what that means because 80% homeless. I guess that's outside, but on a porch. I guess because you got some home. Dan Brown is with us, and me, I'm with us. That's how that works. Hi, I'm TV's Pat Oates, and I'm one of the co-hosts of the show. Take it, Bobby.
This is really embarrassing and probably one of those times where I should have told you I had something in store, but I don't know if you guys noticed. I actually had a very special guest in the Zoom, audio only, to introduce you guys. So I'm just going to take it away, buddy.
It's the boss dog Snoop, and you are watching the POS show with your host, the loquacious leprechaun Pat Oates, his co-host, the donkey of comedy Bobby Tamburo, and joining them, everyone's favorite Dan Brown.
What was that?
That was Robot Snoop Dogg.
No, that was Snoop. I don't know why you called him a robot. He's probably not going to like that.
Because Snoop Dogg breathes in between.
It did feel a little rushed, did it not?
It was awesome sounding, and I like that. And if we ever get a beginning theme song, I want that at the beginning. That was awesome. But then we did the Dan Brown part because everyone's like, he's not on this week. It's like, that's all Snoop could do.
It's all he's got.
It's all he's got.
Well, I don't know if you know this. Snoop's good friends with another West Coast rapper who's a little more of a like TV icon.
What's great is you're getting all the people that are our demographic. That's
right.
The key.
That our fans and Dan are definitely 100% going to recognize.
Huge West Coast rap game for the POS show.
But
what do you got?
Take it away, Mr. Cube.
As Cube, then you were watching the post show with you also ovations, rap returns. I don't think those all said Johnny, if call me Bobby somewhere when John and them one when Sam when there was Tim Vera, that one there was some Tim there was.
I think he got Alzheimer's halfway through. I'm not sure what happened there.
What happened to Ice Cube right there?
I don't know, man. I think he had
he had
a stroke. That's crazy.
It was like Bobo Ice Cube. I liked it. It was nice.
Maybe rappers don't have the technology. Maybe we need somebody actually in radio. What do you think, Dan? Who's the most iconic radio disc jockey of all time, in your opinion? Not shock jock, but just disc jockey.
Oh, I was gonna say shock jock.
I live in a cave. I don't really know about radio guys.
If I said Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
I know that guy.
What's his name?
Casey Kasem, baby.
You were watching the POS show with your host, the loquacious leprechaun, Pat Oates, his co-host, the donkey of comedy Bobby Tamburo, and joining them, everyone's favorite Dan Brown.
Whoa.
Dan Brown. Oh, Casey Kasem. You fucked up Dan Brown's name.
You would have thought he would have nailed Brown of all those words, especially with how old he is.
How did you wait? So were they all in the same room? I want to know that Snoop Dogg stroking out Ice Cube and Casey Kasem were all in a room together.
Honestly,
could have been Porky Pig in it.
You would be surprised. It was Casey Kasem's weed that fucked Ice Cube. It wasn't Snoop's.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be surprised. Casey Kasem had a kind of career where you're like, that guy's high.
That is true.
He was a weird looking dude. Imagine being Casey Kasem before you realized you do voiceovers. You just have that fucking voice, and you're this little nerdy looking fucking dude. And you're like, I would like to go with you to the prom. And you're like, get the fuck away from me.
Was Casey Kasem a nerdy looking
Shaggy. It's like, what was that, Dan? I'm sorry.
Was he a nerdy looking guy?
He wasn't hot. He was no Dick Clark.
I mean, I vaguely remember him being similar to looking to Dick Clark. Just maybe
he
like a
looked
little
like
bit.
what Fred Savage will look like in 20 years.
All right. But he's got that cool voice.
Like the Munster, Eddie Munster, but like not a vampire.
I feel like Casey Kasem, even if he looks a little bit nerdy, he's got that voice that gets women ready to F.
Women don't want to F Casey Kasem.
Yeah, they do.
Who wants to F that voice?
I feel like the people write into this show
I think he's been dead for a while.
Yeah, I don't think
yeah,
he's
they
still
probably
with
don't want
us.
to F him.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. No one's trying to F him now. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember Casey Kasem was counting down to hits. You'd hear it in the weekends, and you're like, "Oh, look, he thinks TLC's Waterfalls is number 2." And that was near the end of his career. There was him. There was that. What was that other guy? Spider or something?
Spider?
What was the other guy? Something like that. He was like that West Coast one.
What's his name? Ryan Seacrest?
Oh, that was later. Seacrest took over for them, but like there was like the fuck was his name? There was a radio personality, Spider or something.
The Wolfman from
No,
from
not
that show?
Wolfman Jack. Not that motherfucker. Fuck that guy. That guy was like worse me with a voice, and I don't know why I let him on the radio. But he's like, you guys want to hear a song from Tommy Checker? It's like, what the fuck is this? It's like, Tommy Checker, he's black. And I just,
All right,
they're
yes.
fine with it.
Yes, you can intro the show, then everybody has to leave. I'm sorry, Pat. One more guy here. And then
No, you go right ahead. Listen, Bobby, my bad. I didn't realize you had such a slew of stars.
Dude, I don't know. This is a politician, though, and I didn't realize he ran
Can
with
we
this
guess the
crew.
politician first?
Yeah. He kind of
Dan, you want to guess first what who the politician's going to be?
It makes
Trump?
sense because he hangs out with those guys.
Trump?
No, not Trump.
Oh, then it's going to be Obama.
Dan, any other guesses?
Dan said Trump.
All right, let's hear it.
You are watching the POS show with your host, the loquacious leprechaun, Pat Oates. His host, the donkey of Cummy Bobby Timbero, and joining them, the comedian I want to blow the most, Dan Brown.
Who is that?
It
it was like Obama, but he was like a Robama.
You were the computer bitch.
Obama?
You were the
That was
computer
Obama?
bitch.
Yeah,
You were the computer
Well,
bitch.
He's trying to say
Where-
you're the computer bitch, but it's not working.
I mean, he said he wanted to blow me, so I mean,
The most.
I didn't even put that in. That's just weird.
you can't turn down Blow Obama.
Obama is the best president of all times. I'm looking for radio personality. Well, did you know Michael Jackson's daughter was a model?
Blanket?
No, but I mean,
What?
Blanket?
No, is that her name?
That's the only kid I knew Michael Jackson had, and that's from South Park.
celebrity kids, I don't think they have real jobs. I think they do coke and they act or they sing or they model.
No, some of them have real job because like some celebrities end up being terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Chet Hanks raps.
Paris Jackson. That's her. She's like a model, but she gets mad when paparazzi takes pictures of her. Like, bitch, you're a model.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
They put pictures of her next to like Michael's face. It's like they don't look alike. Like he was a black man, and she's like this white woman.
Your daughter molested all those kids.
So Michael Jackson's kids have nothing genetically similar to him.
No,
Like,
one of the
they're
kids
just-
has some goofy skin. But remember that Michael also got his skin so fucked up we can't tell what he used to look like.
I mean, there are pictures of him, like the Jackson.
But you know what I mean?
5.
Like with the DNA, what the fuck's in there?
Hmm.
What the fuck is in there?
Do
I
any
can't-
of the other Jackson brothers have vitiligo?
They got beat less.
No, Tito, Jermaine.
They're just bruised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael was the best dancer, so he got beat the least. That's why eventually.
Joe
Uh-huh.
Jackson would make them go outside and pick their own switch from the tree to get hit with. So not only did you get beat, but you had to pick the branch you got smacked with. And if you picked a small branch, he beat you more for picking a small branch.
I feel like there's a good life lesson in there somehow, right? Like if you take the shortcut, you pay for it in the end. Something like that. I don't know. Teach their
You've,
own.
you've heard the Tosh joke about it, right?
Michael Jackson always chose a wrench because fuck that guy.
No, he didn't get. Michael Jackson didn't get to hit his dad with it. He got hit with a wrench.
But remember that line from Good Will Hunting?
Yes. For a minute, I didn't, then I realized. No, but the Daniel Tosh joke is like, you know, you want to
Oh,
be like
yeah,
Joe Jackson. You want to be able to beat your kids, you know, just, you know, not a, you know, enough where they learn they can make the Thriller album, but not so much that they fuck kids.
Yeah. Do you think young Michael, like, you know, when you were a kid and you'd get in trouble and you'd make your parents laugh or do something funny to get out of it? Do you think that's how he got out of getting beaten? He just moonwalked away from Joe? And Joe was like, you know what? I was going to beat your ass, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Well, I don't know if he did it to entertain them and say it was good, but he did it where then Joe was like, you got to be in the front. All right. Come here, Jermaine. You're getting punched.
Yeah. You made your point, Michael. Jermaine, get over here.
Randy, you're getting kicked in the teeth. You're 38 and you're playing guitar. It's like, what's happening there?
Bitch, this is for your titty falling out. I know it hasn't happened yet, but I'm a time traveler.
I love the fact that guy, Joe Jackson, was like, why would I work when I can just beat my children and make them sing? But he put so much work into it. They did become like super famous.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jackson is one of the most famous people in all time and space. And that's because his dad was like, fuck your life.
Well, I mean, in his defense, he worked pretty hard in his. Being shoeless Joe Jackson is not an easy feat.
He wasn't that Joe Jackson.
Yes. Then why were they called the Black Sox, huh?
Because they didn't have a washer machine. And their socks were always late. Black people are never on time.
Dude, I was thinking like period joke. My man. I just skipped right past the obvious there. I was like, dude,
I was like, whoa.
Pat's on his third level. I was like, wait, Kurt Schilling, Bloody what am I missing? But no, it was just right in front of me.
I want to bring up something right away.
Oh boy.
I am usually pretty open-minded when it comes to comedy. When it comes to comedy, Bobby, you know that my taste in comedy, I never really, if you're a comic, I don't care. Guy, girl, gay, straight, whatever. If you're funny, you're funny. I never really judge anybody, whatever, because I just love comedy. Like, I think there's three races. I think there's three genders in the world. Me, male, female, and comedian. Because once you're a comedian, you're so different than fucking everybody else. It's crazy. We're doing the show with Frank on Thursday. And the bringers are coming. And there's a couple people, and one or two of them are like, I'm real nervous because it's my first time ever. And I'm like, I'm always in my head like, that's just weird that you would go to a casino that's that big for your first. Like, I wouldn't ever think of that, but whatever. So there's different people coming. They walk around the place. They look for Frank. They don't ever think that Frank's really going to be 1,000. And he's sitting at this little table, and then they find him. Usually the people in the place will just point to me and go see that guy. And I'm like, well, I don't know who you are. Go find Frank, whatever. But if they had never been there before the show starts, I bring them to the back once the green room's cleared, show them how to get on stage, all that stuff, whatever. So I'm walking like two or three. There's one guy, he's nice, but he's a gay man. And he's my husband's here. It's my first time doing it. He's like in his 50s. I'm like, all right, that's cool, whatever. And then like this other woman's like, I've never done comedy, but I've been fun. Another lady's like, I don't really do comedy, but I've done improv and I used to sing in Vegas. So it's like all these stories I'm getting where I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You'll have fun, whatever. This smoking hot blonde lady, like probably in her mid-20s, comes walking to the back, and my first thought is, she's gonna suck. Like literally, that was my first thought. Bring her show, dressed like incredibly, looks incredible, comes in, and but you know, I'm waiting for like a diva type thing because usually that's what the bringer thing. Dan sees it too. Like these delusional fucks come to the show. And they're like, they think they're superstars. They've never done comedy, but they're demanding thing. It's fucking crazy. She comes in the back room when she's supposed to. I just told her where the bathroom was. She get some water. I said, yes, I'm going to bring you up. And she's like, okay. And she was kind of like walking around the back, like talking to herself a little bit, like going over her set. I'm like, I watched some people doing that, but I was kind of weirded out by it because I'm like, she sounds like she has like a little bit of rhythm and timing to her. Maybe she's not her first time. She goes up. And she fucking murders for 5 minutes. And it's like, it's fucking really funny. Yes, is it dirtier? Yeah. But it's in that Nikki Glaser, Rachel Feinstein. It's well written. It's good. It's good shit. Delivery is great. I'm paying attention. I'm like, what the fuck? And she walks off and I just went, you're not new.
Yeah,
and
you liar.
She didn't say that. She never said it to me and she was new. Everyone else was saying that. She just asked where things were. And I just assumed. Her response was, yeah, why is everyone here new? And I go, what? She goes, I'm here. And I'm like, I've been wanting to like try to be on this stage. I have some friends in the area. I've been performing in Boston for a little bit, for like a year and a half or something like that, in doing this. So I was like, oh, it'd be cool to do the casino. But then I get here and this guy's like, I've never been on a stage before. I'm like, you're at Mohegan Sun. Like, why is that a thing? And I'm like, you were awesome. We're going over a joke. She's like, I really appreciate that because you kind of knew who I was, whatever. And I was giving her advice. And I was just like, what the I didn't expect that. And she goes, yeah, most people don't, I guess, because the way I look. She didn't say it like cocky. Like she just like almost like her turn comedy. And I'm like, well, I thought you were fucking hilarious. I will tell people whatever. But it was great. I was like, holy shit. It was so fucking good. I was like, but I was mad at me because I never do that. I never fuck when someone comes in. I always give them the benefit of the fucking doubt, whatever. And I was just like, she's gonna stink. So I'm sorry, all women.
You ever?
I'm all row, no wait, or whatever. I don't know what.
Well,
Go
I
ahead,
mean,
Bob. Yeah.
well, at least when all the other comedians try to sleep with her, like I mean, there'll be like a reason why it's not pathetic. Because like there's just so many women who suck, and like all the other comedians just try to have like surround them and try to sleep with them, and it's just like, I mean, at least she's good at what she does. Like so
Dan
many.
Brown has the beautiful voice of reason. At least when guys try to sleep with her, it won't be pathetic because she's funny.
Yeah.
That's what you got out of my story.
No, I got, but also I just remember like throughout my time in comedy, there's always been like women that show up, and a lot of them are just not funny, but like people surround them and like put them on every show ever, even though it's like their first time, and like they try to sleep with them, and it's like, don't you guys have any?
But Dan, and I'm not trying to be defender of women, but like as a guy who booked a lot of things, to look at it that way, it's the other way. It's the creepy guys that right away when a girl shows up, that they're not like, hey, you're funny. They're just giving them a spot to try to sleep with them and giving them spot. The women aren't like showing up hoping that they don't understand that these men are just being creepy and putting them on everything.
Yeah, why would they get that? They've only lived their entire lives getting everything they wanted handed to them because of how they look.
If you've seen most female comedians, they're not getting anything. Most female comedians are just like us, male and female. We're all just socially awkward, ugly people that don't know how to talk to anyone. You go there. The problem is that sometimes these women get like, they do get complimented, so therefore they do think their shit doesn't stink, but that's just people. That's not comedy. For the most part, the women don't stink. Yeah, the ones who hang around us do, but the ones that are good, they actually do get a chance to go up farther because there is way less of them that get a chance because they don't have to deal with all this shit that all the men who book shows and put the women on and try to fuck them on. That's hard. I would hate to have to be. Listen, it's hard enough for me when I perform that I know everybody wants to fuck me, and I'm like, listen, I just want to tell my jokes because I know my ass is sweet. Leave me alone for a minute. Let me just be me. There's more on the inside, baby, not just these sweet tits. So it's hard. Not me.
If you have a cunt, you're not funny.
What was that, Goofy?
If you have a cunt, you're not funny.
Did he say if you have a cunt, you're not funny, Goofy?
If you have a cunt, you're not funny.
Jesus.
First of all, Goofy. Goofy leading with cunt.
I don't know where that came from.
What is he, English?
Australian.
But yeah, I felt bad about that. But what I did feel good about today was I've been watching Bobby on Compound Media on the show The Dump, and I was very happy because if you listen to our last episode, I said I had an issue with something, that when Bobby is on a little screen, he's standing up, and it made me anxious. And since then, Bobby has been sitting down, and it's made me feel good. And you seem more relaxed, and it seems great. I do love the fact that when I did my pilot for Compound, I worked very hard on making sure there was like a structure. I remember even like Garrett was saying, or one of them, I forget who, like, wow, you're the most prepared of anyone that's ever done one of these pilots. But then I watched Steve, and it's like, should I talk about poop or pills? I'm like, I overthought this.
Yeah, they're just keep it simple, stupid. My favorite part is Painkiller Wednesdays came about the same way a lot of things in my life.
Just so you know, that's a real thing. Painkiller Wednesdays, when Bobby and this guy Steve do painkillers on their show for 40 minutes.
or 3 hours, depending on if we're
Right.
filling in for Gino or not. But like many things in my life, I wanted to do something. The people around me didn't, so I just called it a day to get them to join in. It's Painkiller Wednesday. Saying normally you'd say no to taking painkillers on a Wednesday, right, Dan?
How much pain do you have?
None. That's the beauty of it.
Uh,
No physical.
Oh yeah,
Lots of
Dan,
emotional.
they're not taking it for medical purposes.
oh, it's
They're
like
abusing drugs.
oh, it's difficult for me to understand because my body is just shit.
Yeah, so are ours. That's why we take all the painkillers.
Yeah.
But like many things in my life, it was just
I guess I've never taken a painkiller, but I guess that if you take it and you don't have pain, it just makes you feel all relaxed and goofy.
well,
And then you say cunt a lot.
Yeah. Oh, like Goofy. A good one.
Goofy's on painkillers.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It was Goofy's fault for saying that. If Goofy says the N word, the show's over, by the way.
I mean,
By the way, Bobby, just so you know,
yeah.
so my daughter has been here for a couple of days and we were watching In Hot Water.
Oh boy.
And so the callers start calling in. And I forget because I'm just used to the show and what they do. The caller calls in and just says, "Hey, Gino, good to see you back." Oh, yeah. And N-word, 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 N-word. He says it, and Ashton just goes, "Oh my God." Like he was on hold for that. And I was like, yeah, I'm hoping in my mind that he was in like a drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts. He's like, "Oh, just hold on a second.
Yeah.
N-word, N-word, N-word. I would like a donut."
I have an opioid addiction.
That was Goopy.
What?
He has an opioid addiction. I think we might be done with that. This robot's not as good as it said it was.
What do you mean, robot?
Yeah,
I
what?
thought that was really him.
I have an
sounded like he said he was
opioid
itchy.
addiction.
Yeah, he sounds like he's talking about itching.
Yeah, I have balls on my chin. I thought he said.
Oh,
Let's see if you guys get what Mickey's saying, and then we'll put the voice machine away.
There are too many freaking Jews here. Someone should clean them up.
Clean them up?
There are too many freaking Jews here. Someone should
Wait,
clean
freaking
them up.
Jews.
Yeah,
Clean them up.
someone should clean it up. I don't know what that meant.
I don't know.
Isn't-
Yeah, clean up the
I've-
Jews.
I've always heard that Walt Disney was like a rabid anti-Semite, but then I read that that was fake, and it was like some people fact checked that, and it was wrong.
How do you fact check that? We asked
don't know.
Jews. They were like, "He's fine." How do you fact check if someone was anti-Semite?
I think they looked at the quotes that he actually said, and they were like, he only mildly didn't like Jews.
Right, but behind the scenes, he might have been saying some crazy shit.
Maybe.
Who?
Yeah,
Who
like
did
did he
they
have
even
any
interview?
kosher food at the castle?
I don't know.
Who said it, Dan? Who came to his defense?
I don't know.
Obama?
This is not something that I've got my finger on the pulse of. I like read something probably 5 years ago, and it's creeping into my brain
Bobby,
now.
can I steal a joke from Garrett today?
Sure.
Ask me who said it.
Who said it?
George Washington. Which made me laugh very hard today when he yelled that out loud because the answer was Pat Dixon. He yelled George Washington.
They are very similar.
But you did a great job doing your impression of Pat Dixon. I enjoyed you on the show today. I was happy to see Gino back on. Gino was a fucking ball of fire. He was ready to fucking go. I hope he tones it down because I'm pretty sure he's going to wear the wire out in his jaw real quick if he doesn't fucking chill a little bit. But it was awesome to see him back on there. I'm excited. I'm going to be there to my compound tomorrow. I'm going to come up a little early to watch In Hot Water and watch him and then be on with Kumi. I got to scoot as soon as it's over, but
Aw.
but I'll be up there for a little bit.
Who's coming with you?
Me, just taking the train.
Oh, nice. Very nice. I can't wait to see you. Maybe I'll grab you some food and we can eat in the green room.
My plan is to be at the studio by 2.
That's awesome. That'll be fun.
So I kind of wanted to watch. Like I knew I'd be walking in on the dump. Whatever.
Yeah,
I
it'll
wanted
be
to
the
kinda-
end. But yeah, absolutely.
So 'cause
Real quick,
the train
just
gets me certain times.
somebody wants to dispute Dan.
Walt
Dispute
hated the
me.
book because it made me seem Jewish. Walt
It's
hated
too
the
low.
book because
Yeah.
It made me seem Jewish.
It basically, Mickey was saying Walt hated the book Mouse because it made him seem Jewish.
Oh, it sounded like that creepy backwards talking that sounds like devil talk.
It may have been the wrong Mickey. Hang on. Let's see if we can find the right one.
You have Mickey Rourke.
No, there are two. There's one guy named
I knew you didn't. I know.
Brett
About it.
Brett E1. I might be able to get him.
Walt hated the book Mouse because it made me seem Jewish.
Oh, Jesus, Mickey.
So wait. So because I'm an old man, and I know I hate this go behind the curtain and ruin everything for everybody who thinks you really have all these people in your room. But so what happens? You just write a sentence and you choose a person and it says it.
Pretty much.
All right. Because Frank used to send my kids that stuff like it'd be like a cat that'd say happy birthday. It's like, I'm Frank's cat. Frank's very mean to me and he beats me with a stick all the time. I want you to have a great birthday, Seamus. It was like this crazy thing. He's like, your dad's a lunatic, but I want your birthday to be. His cat would just move like this and talk shit. I was like, this is great, Frank.
That is awesome.
Yeah, they would get that for their birthday every couple of years. So, Bobby, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. I worked at Dick's. My time there is going to be over shortly, but I can't comment on it yet because the program that's making me quit, where they track all their employees, hasn't been announced yet. Oops.
Nice.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yep, my cats.
Basically, they were like, yeah, we're going to know what you're doing at all times. And I was like, when that gets instituted, that'll be my last day.
How does that happen?
You punch in, and then you log into an app on your phone.
You got to use your phone for their bullshit?
Or you can use one of their heavy-ass PDTs, which weighs like 5 pounds and makes your pants fall down.
What's a PDT?
The scanner thing.
Personal data transmitter?
No, look at Dan.
You dumb transy.
Look at Danny Retail over there knowing what a PDT is. But
and it was also in the movie Aliens. They were all gathered around the nuclear reactor. It's like a goddamn town meeting.
Dan's throwing in the quotes today.
Yeah, he's been watching movies.
2.
Yeah, it's like one of the 2 movies that I watch, Aliens.
And Good Will Hunting.
I like Bill Paxton. Wait, Bill Paxton wasn't in Good Will
No,
Hunting.
he wasn't. But I like that.
Shit.
I got nothing from Good Will Hunting. Sorry, guys. On the robot, I was looking.
You like apples?
You don't got Ben Affleck on that bitch?
No.
You got Robin Williams just going. Nice penis belly. That's my Robin Williams.
But then I came back early Sunday to do Stevie Lou's Working Man comedy show.
How was that show? Was it good?
It was a lot of fun. The comedian before me was a little crazy. She went up and he introduced her by her name, and she was like, that's not me in a Russian accent. And then did like this whole first 3-minute bit in Russian where she was on her knees under the table trying to get Trump hard. And then popped up and was like, yes, that was an impression. And the audience was just like, what the fuck just happened?
Was Trump there?
No, but she was like acting it out. It was
right.
And then Stevie pulled me aside and was like, hey, like the actual comedians, I booked her up next. So can you like get this show back? And I was like, I sure can, buddy. And
who was she?
I don't remember her name, and I don't want to. She was funny. Her jokes were good. It was just like if she had been like, hey, I think it might have gone something like this and just set it up, the audience would have known what was going on. But her impression was like almost too good to where they were like, is she Russian? Is she? I don't know what's going on. My favorite part though was then she had her jokes written on her arm, so she kept like looking at her arm. And then I went up and started by going, just so you guys know, if you see me like this, I'm deciding whether or not to go down the river or across the stream for best results. And just kind of took off from there.
I used to, when I first started doing comedy, there was an open mic in Western Mass that we would go to, and there was this guy named Dave Cannell that would go. He was an older guy. He just did open mics. He wasn't funny. But he's one of those guys that just became like an open mic well-known legend because of how bad he was, but he was nice. He would do that. He would take pieces of paper and he would like tape them to his arm for his jokes, and then he'd have long sleeves on. So he would like open the sleeve and kind of look at it. But it was the summertime one time we were on a patio and he had a short sleeve like collared shirt, but he still had them taped. So it just looked so insane. It looked like Peyton Manning because he got like
the quarterback. Yeah.
His forearm. And I went up for 5 minutes and I could not make fun of this fucking man.
Yeah. I would have just
that shit.
Gone all out with that.
Yeah.
Been like, oh, Audible Omaha.
So, but yeah, so then your weekend was good. Not really, just that show.
That was pretty much it. Yeah.
How about you, Dan?
My weekend, I was just working, and this guy. Oh man, all my stories involve.
Spill the dirt.
What?
Spill the dirt.
I was talking to this guy who had a special kind of accent where he couldn't pronounce his R's or his L's. And we were just talking about video games at work and telling jokes. And I just started telling him some of my jokes. And he was like, your jokes are really dark. So I didn't I was afraid I was gonna get fired.
Please get him to tell your jokes with that speech impediment because that's my favorite thing in the world.
Can we get him on here?
I don't think he likes me because one time he was wearing this shirt that said "Dad." Oh man, if I say what the shirt said, it's gonna give away where I work.
He's not listening.
No, but it's like it
Oh,
said
okay.
the name of the company, but the word "dad" was worked into it like a pun. And I was like, "Oh, so are you a dad?" And he was just like, "It's just a fucking t-shirt." And he was just dressing
I
me
like
down.
this guy.
This guy's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby, we wouldn't need you to get all those bots if we could just get that guy to say all that shit.
Exactly. Can't believe they made McDaddled shirts.
Yeah.
I was trying to think like of ones, but you did better than me. Mine wasn't good. I was gonna do Dan Abercrombie and Fitch, but why would Dan work at Abercrombie and Fitch?
I know, I'm not cool.
You're not a sexy boy.
No, I'm just a regular.
Not a boy toy. Boy toy. So Matthew, you just worked with a man. Now Dan, most of your story, you started to say this, so I'm gonna ask, most of your stories include you working with a special needs person. Is that man special needs or just Elmer Fudd?
I don't know. Like he it seems like the majority of his life revolves around playing games and watching cartoons. So I mean, he could be, but I mean, people these days, that's all they know.
People these days, you can't tell anymore.
No,
you can't tell which one's a lady or a man and which one's a tart or a guy. You just can't tell anymore. He's all tards gendered. Is that a thing? Like I identify as retarded?
Maybe. I don't know.
Pull down your pants and you're like, what is that? That's a ham sandwich? Like, yep, I'm that retarded. I got a ham sandwich down there. I did a lot of stuff this weekend. I had a show Thursday. Friday I was off. Saturday I had radio during the day and had to leave radio and go right to be hosting the fireworks in Orange, Connecticut. This huge field where they have there was like several hundred fucking people there to watch this band that was so fucking old. Like they were all dressed like they were like valets. Like that's how old they were, like to play their music. And they played they just played the Beatles. Like they played like every Beatles song. And the band is called the Weaklings, which is the worst name for a band ever. But they spelt it like WEEK, but still, I don't even get the play on words. Like I get it. You're saying you're not the Weaklings, but like the other term doesn't even make sense. Like what's a weakling for a week?
Was it like 8 days a weekling? 8 weekly?
They didn't say that, but that would have been great. They did play that song.
Like that, yeah.
If you think of every Beatles song you could ever think of, they played it. Everything. And then they would do a little bit of banter. So there was an old guy sitting up front. There was one guy who was a Weaklings fan. He had a Weaklings t-shirt. And this guy, the lead singer, points to him and goes, hey, man, you're a big Weaklings fan, right? I see you with your t-shirt. He's like, yeah. And no one's paying attention because it's a huge field. Everyone's just waiting. Everyone's eating fried dough and waiting for the fireworks. Like nobody cares. Like I'm at a tent where some kid, the 3 Indian kids whose parents just left them at this fucking festival are throwing cornhole. And I'm like, get out of here. I have to let other people win.
You're babysitting the night. Yeah.
Basically. So this guy says, yeah, I'm a big fan. And he goes, can you answer this question? What's the name of the movie that came out recently about the Beatles? And the guy goes, help. He goes, call the police. This guy needs help. And then he started singing the song. And I'm like, oh my God.
They sound like a bunch of weak links.
Yeah. But the drummer's name, because they go, our drummer, the best drummer in the world, which he was bad, but I don't think the best drummer in the world is playing the Orange fireworks. But he was good. He's probably the best drummer in Orange that day, unless Dan drove through. But
in case Dan happened to be on a train.
Right. It's so it was fine, but he goes, best drummer in the world, keep it going for Smokestack Weakling. And I'm like, oh no, they all have the last name Weakling. Like they don't really, but that's they're fake, they're the Monkeys or something. In Smokestack. Now, at the beginning of this thing, it started off by the Boy Scouts, 6 of them, led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And then they had a recording of someone singing the national. They didn't even get like a person to it.
It was the Boy Scout who got molested too bad to show up.
His voice got more high pitched throughout the song.
So he got the falsetto.
And then after that, they had like the mayor. I don't know if Orange is a mayor or like town council, whatever it was. Like the leader of Orange went up and thanked everyone for being there. And then the guy who ran it, this guy Rocco, he's like in charge of the newspaper, and he's also sponsoring it and had the whole thing. And then I'm supposed to go up and then say like we're here with WPLR, come over to our tent and all that. So I know I can't be me. Everyone there's like several hundred people. I've got a microphone. It's daytime, so I'm just trying to like. I only have to talk for like 45 seconds to a minute, whatever it is. So I started off by like, because I read a thing in the internet that said a write up saying it was the bicentennial. It was the 200th year anniversary of the fireworks, and of there. And I said, wow. They said it's the 200th anniversary of this. I go, hey, first of all, for the kids out there, bicentennial. Bi means 2, and centennial means centennial. And I watched one lady lose her mind and how great that joke was, but like nobody cared. And then I was like, and I read in the thing, it said the mayor promised this would be the greatest and biggest fireworks celebration of all 200 years. So I thought it'd be fun to say that same thing, then point to somebody so old. They go, but that guy goes 1837. That was a hell of a firework. And I did get some like the people at PR kind of looking at me like, all right, dude, get up.
Wrap it up. You did your thing.
So I was like, enjoy the weeklings. We had like giveaways for tickets and shit like that, whatever. So come on over, visit us. They would play a bunch of songs at intermission. It would be just me going up for another minute or two. And then they play some music and then fireworks and whatever. So halfway between, people are coming over. I got this street team guy with me, this kid, Mike. Nice kid, whatever. And we had to walk around and take pictures with people. And like literally, I have to like force people that are drinking or eating food with us PRs. I go, hey, would you mind holding this sign and taking a picture of me and pretending like we're hanging out? And they're like, all right. Yeah. So we do that. And then the street team guy's like in his early 20s. And there was this woman, like when you're at a parade and they're selling all that bullshit, like a SpongeBob balloon and a stupid rocket thing, like all that crap you push on the cart and you buy there. A lady had that. And then buying it was like two 13-year-old girls. And I said to this guy, you're going to take a picture of me so I look like the world's biggest creep with the PLR sign. So I want to take a picture with people that obviously have never listened to this station. So I'm taking it, and the girl, and one of the teenage girl, I said, would you guys make it take a picture with us? And one girl goes, ew, absolutely not. And then the other girl goes, come on, let's do it. My grandpa listens to this. So they posted the picture, and it's on Instagram, whatever. It's funny. So we go around, we do the pictures with all the fucking people, whatever. We go back to the tent. Like I said, kids are coming over trying to play the thing. If they get one or two things in cornhole, we had some sunglasses to give them. We had raffle, but it's like what?
At least Michael Jackson's kids got to go to Neverland. You give them a little cornhole for some sunglasses. Jesus
That's it,
Christ.
and not even good ones. And it says the name of the station, so you got molested and branded. So it was perfect.
You're on our team now.
On the table, it has the 4 laminated pieces of paper, and we said we were giving away tickets. Like so, Steely Dan's coming to the amphitheater near our station. Jackson Brown is coming. We're on our station. There's a really good Pink Floyd cover band called Brit Floyd. They're like internationally known. They're coming. And we had giveaways of tickets for them. And then the fourth thing we had to give away for was free. Bobby, do you know what Duchess is?
No.
In Connecticut, Duchess is like a place. It's kind of fast food, but a little better. You could get it through a drive-through, but it's kind of dinerish. But it's like a hot dogs. They got sandwiches, shit like that, whatever.
Okay, I thought it's what we called the feminine kid in football.
Yes, Dutch ass.
Duchess. Come here, Duchess.
That's when a fat girl gives you a Dutch oven. She gives you the Dutch ass. But so you could also win free Duchess for a year or something like that. So old people, everyone there is so fucking old. They're not even like our listeners. So they're walking to the tent just to hope to get free shit. And so they walk over and they go, how do I win? I'm like, well, you have to text. They're like, what? Like, they don't understand texting. So and they're telling me because I'm young, I should teach them how to, you're young. I'm like, I'm not that much younger than you. But
relatively speaking, we're both on the way out rather than the way in.
But I also was like, my dad's your age and he can tell. What the fuck's wrong with you? But it was like, so I would tell them that. But one lady comes over and she smiles. She goes, "What can I win?" And she has one fucking tooth. Like, dude, one fucking tooth right here. Like, I get one. And she goes, "What can I win?" So this 18 guy's next to me, and I go, "Well, you can win concert tickets." And then she points to Duchess. I go, "You can't work a hot dog." And the guy just kind of looks at me, and then the guy in charge of the guy looks at me and goes, "Well, that's why Pat's here." And I'm like, that's what Pat does. And she goes, "I can." I go, "Nobody wants to watch it. Not for a year." Like maybe one. You can't put in the work for a year.
I don't know. You put that bitch on America's Got Talent. I'd watch that in Vegas for an hour.
Oh, terrible. But it was fun to watch. And then what was cool was there was a guy who chats with me on Facebook all the time. Like about whenever for a couple of weeks, I was talking about going like watching different movies I'd never seen before, like Dirty Harry, shit like that. And this guy was suggesting that shit. Well, I didn't know this till that day when I said I was going to be there. He goes, "Oh, I'm going to be there too," because he's actually in the fire department or like the police department, whatever it is for like Orange. Ooh. So he walks up and he's chatting with me, and I'm like, so the music's blaring, and I go, "How's it going?" He goes, "We have to keep walking through the woods to make sure kids are doing weird ass shit." So that's all he's doing, making sure they're not blowing each other up or banging or whatever. Like, he has to just keep checking in the woods all the time. I'm like, and he goes, "I think it's hilarious that you're here." What?
This whole thing just sounds like a celebration of crushed dreams. Like
it's just a bunch of old people watching fireworks and eating fried dough. It's like they all just sit in chairs. It's weird that they would go. It's free admission. It's odd, but at intermission, I went up. I thought I'd be funny, and so at one point I said like, "Come over to the tent, whatever." And the Rocco guy stands up, so like, like he's all like fired up or something. And I said, "And if you come over and play cornhole and you beat Rocco in cornhole, any of you, you win the weaklings." And I pointed behind me, but they had all gone intermission, I thought, but a smokestack was still at the drums because he was too old to get up. And he goes, "No." That was hilarious. And he like smiled. So I thought I said something funny enough that everyone could understand that wasn't really a contest. You can't win people by beating some guy who's not going to play cornhole. Well, that fucking Indian kid walks over and goes, "Where's Rocco?" And I'm like, "It's not real. You can't own people. Get the fuck out of here." I yelled at. So the PR people like, "You can't." I'm like, "Fuck that." I'm not made for this. I go, "Why am I even here?" And they're like, "Because everyone's on vacation." I'm like, "Oh, I wasn't even like supposed to be." I'm the last resort.
I'd like to throw.
First, the old ladies with one tooth can't eat a hot dog. Then kids can't F in the woods. And now you can't own slaves at this freaking 4th of July thing.
How is this a centennial? That's all the shit they've been doing for 200 years. Go ahead, Bobby.
I'd like to throw the cornhole for the untouchable.
By the way, and they tried to like hoodwink me. Like when I used to work for a Budweiser, I did sales. You'd go to like a package store, and I was the guy who put up like the neon signs. And if you went to one package, you gave them to the ones that sold a good amount of stuff, right? So like, yeah, you get this thing, you get this whatever mirror, giveaway things. But when the Indian people would buy one, they would have like 5 or 6. So they would own like 5. They would all be related to each other. So if I went to one place, they sold a lot, and I said, "You're gonna get like a Budweiser neon," they would call all the other ones and say, "You better bother them and get one now too. We're getting them." And then they would bother you and just try to like hoodwink you, saying like you should give them more shit and make you nuts when they really weren't buying stuff, but you didn't want to seem racist, so you gave them shit. It was nuts. This was like that. Because this Indian kid and his brother and his sister with no parents around, they're like between ages like 14 and 11, just kept playing cornhole. And we let them win a t-shirt and sunglasses the first couple times if they got 3 in each. They played like 80 times. I think I had to let little kids, I had to push them out of the way, like let little kids play, let older people play, try whatever. And at one point, the guy's like, "My brother didn't get anything." I'm like, "He's wearing an entire outfit sponsored by us."
Yeah.
Like, look at him. He goes, "I don't remember that." I go, "I'm the only one here. I gave it to you, fuck people. Stop it." But they just kept trying to get more merch. I'm like, "Where are your parents?" They're like, "They're not here." I go, "Why are you here?"
To get the merch to sell at the convenience store. Our parents are working.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. Dollar Tree.
Dan, did you say your roommate was at the fireworks? Or not your roommate, your coworker?
I don't talk to my coworkers. I don't associate with them.
How would he say fireworks?
There are fireworks in my
Fireworks.
pussy. There are fireworks in
got
my
Elmer
pussy.
He's always
There
saying
are
pussy.
fireworks in my pussy.
Is that Elmer Fudd?
Shut
No,
up,
that's
then.
your
You are making
coworker.
me very, very mad. Shut up, then. You are making me very, very mad.
Sorry, I'm very I don't know.
On fire tonight? That's what I would describe it as. But
Who
apparently
is-
your coworker's not a fan. I don't know.
Who's the person that like went to school and learned programming and then made that? Like that wasn't the dream, right? Like
Eat my pussy. Eat my
Who's that?
pussy.
It's supposed to be Lois.
Eat my pussy.
oh, from Family Guy.
Eat my pussy.
I thought it was just any white woman.
Could have been.
Oh my god! So I should do a POS story because we haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You have anything, Bobby? Before I do a thing,
Sure.
you don't have to.
So Friday night,
Okay.
I go to bed early. I got to get up early for work Saturday. Wake up at like 5 a.m. I see I missed a Snapchat from, and I don't like to use this phrase because it sounds very rapey, but like from the one who got away in high school.
Oh, that's not rapey.
Just think about it. She's the one who got away. The rest of them I got, but she escaped. Anyway.
No, that's not what it means. God damn it, Bobby. The one that got away means that all the people that you've been around with, that was the one that you wish was still here with you. Not that you trapped a bunch of folks.
But this was always like, just, it wasn't even that. Like, we never even dated, but she was the first girl who kissed me. I saw naked, all that stuff, you know. But never, like, the timing was never right. And,
The one that got away. You never got to you never got to find out what really came to be.
yeah, but I think that implies maybe a mutual feeling, not just like a lusting after. But
No one's ever said, and you hashtag me too on that. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah. But so
It's
she's
all you.
So it's a Snapchat. I open it. It's a very sultry pic, but of something kind of uniquely specific that not like everybody would be into, but she knows I'm into. And I don't want to give away too many details
Penis.
because there's a chance she might see this. But yeah, along those lines, Dan. Yeah, like a specific thing that. Anyway,
she had a shirt that said "Dad was on." I don't know where she would have got that.
but yeah, it's crazy. But so I snap back and I'm like, "Oh yeah?" Question mark, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm just drunk, trying to provide content." And I'm like, "Well, that was fun." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm still drunk." And I was like, "Well, if you still want to provide content, by all means." And then she was like, "Oh no, I can't. I have to go get changed. I'm picking out my wedding dress today."
Nice.
What?
And my mom loves Hallmark movies. Like, that's what she watches year round, not just in Christmas when you're supposed to occasionally. And I used to make so much fun of them because they're all the same plot, right? Like, guys out there crushing it, supporting this needy bitch who then goes home for some reason and falls in love with a hick for no reason. Completely forgets about the guy who's just holding
No
it
reason.
down for
The
her.
hick is handsome.
But
And he likes dogs or something.
now, all I can think is, what company can I get to put on a comedy festival, and how can I get them to hire her to be in charge? You know, just so I can have that moment where, like that last night where she's like, "Oh, I'm getting married tomorrow," and then I'm like, "Ah, World Cup, Nigeria," and she's like, "Oh, it was you all along."
It was you all along.
So who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it me for like instantly abandoning all my beliefs on corniness and being like, well, I could use it in my advantage this one time? Is it Hallmark for the unrealistic representations they put forward? Is it Miss Slut for just seeing if she still had it one time before she got married? Dan, we'll kick it to you first.
Probably Miss Slut because, like, yeah, she's getting married the next day. I don't know. I just don't have any.
Okay, not getting married the next day. She was picking out the dress. Like, it was like, you know, that Say to the Yes to the Dress show?
Oh, yeah, that makes it better.
A little bit, right? Gives me a little time to figure things out.
Yeah, if she doesn't have a dress the day before the wedding, she's not really into the wedding. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like the most important thing in the whole wedding.
Never heard of a shotgun wedding at the birth, but here we are.
Do we have time to size this? I gotta take it to go.
Yeah. It's got to fit off the rack. You know what I'm saying?
Which was they also said that about Nancy Reagan when she got her tit lopped off.
Wonder if she's on here.
A bit off the rack. Come on, that was better than I got credit. Okay. I'm waiting to see if you want to have Nancy Reagan say something about drugs first.
I can't find Nancy Reagan.
Okay.
Pat, who's the piece of
shit?
shit?
She's dead.
Who's the piece of shit, Pat?
It's you, but not for the reason you said. Listen, you were having fun. It was just mindless. She might have sent it was a snap. Was it just to you? She probably sent it to a bunch of people. She's just having fun.
Based on the content, either she knows like several people who are into a unique thing, or it was catered to me.
And either way, regardless, it was harmless flirting. She's not going to be doing that much more in her life. Whatever, have fun. It's silly, goofy, whatever. And it was, and weirdly enough, maybe a way that she can go, did you know I'm getting married? He's like, some people just want to say shit. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with you joking around, whatever. The reason why you're the piece of shit is because you started off by saying she's the one that got away. Before you said that, you premised it with, don't want to sound creepy. Flash forward when she's Snapchatting and says, I'm just trying to send content. You go ahead and send more content, which is way more fucking creepy than the one that got away. Like your response of like, bring more content to me, because it's not content. You wanted tits. That's a creepy. So it was funny that you had this thing where the one that got away was creepy, but like send me tits isn't creepy. They're both creepy.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, Pat. If I had said it, should I have been like, what should I have said in that situation? Please don't send me any more tits. It
was her tits.
Yeah,
we'll say hypothetically.
And you think that tits are the thing that only you like, and that it was catered to only you?
It wasn't tits.
Okay, it was her vagina.
No, it wasn't. It was a weird thing. It's very few. Anyway.
Armpit?
Yeah, it was her armpit.
Boo.
You got me. Nothing more than I love than a French armpit, if you know what I'm saying.
You think only you like tits?
Nice, hairy. You can see the sweat dripping off of it. Just got done with a mountain bike ride.
So remember, tomorrow I get to see you. I'm gonna punch you for this visual where I can't sleep now with this hairy armpit thing. What would I have said? Nothing, because I'm such a fucking nervous child. The second she said something, my message, I wouldn't even answer this now. I would have looked at it and never written anything and then burned my phone. Like that would have been it. If I've had people send me nudes and my response was, I think you have the wrong person. Like, no, I said it to you. I go, but you're naked. Literally been those words. I can't handle that shit. So I wouldn't have said anything. Yes, you were being fun. I just thought it was funny that you thought saying the one that got away was creepy. Neither one is really creepy, but I like how your flirtation level was okay with tits, but like when it came to relationships, you were creepy. Like it was the commitment that for you that was creepy. I mean, we didn't, because you backtracked right away. It's like, listen, we didn't even date. It was just whatever. We kissed. But then when it came to seeing her tits, you're like, yeah, I got some lines. But no one's the piece of shit. And good luck there. And you know what? You're also the piece of shit for another reason.
Not realizing 50% of marriages.
You're like, well, because you're like, is it me? Is it this? Is it the slut? It's a lady, you know. Why is she a slut?
She's willing to show off her body to me, Pat.
Which is one of the greatest gifts a woman can ever give you. I've said it on here before, and I'll say it a million times. Any woman, I don't care if we don't get along anymore, if we've only spoken once, if we had a bad time, good time, whatever. Any woman who ever let me be in her presence and allowed me to see her naked once, I salute you and I thank you for your service. That was always the nicest gift you can give anyone, and I appreciate you. So never, they're not sluts. They are wonderful because we're the sluts. Men are the sluts because we'll do anything like make stupid jokes just to see a little more boobage. We're the hoes. They're not hoes. They are just God's gifts.
What do you live in, like a town full of models? Like, what if it was the lady from Throw Mama from the Train? Sometimes it's
Bobby didn't go to high
horrifying.
school. A lady that's 93. Bobby's young. He looks old, but the women he knows are young.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure Bobby doesn't live in a town of models. He lives near Amish people.
I mean, she was pretty good looking.
Is she good looking for high school? Because like I remember being in high school and thinking girls were hot, and then when you get older, you're like, oh wait, they were children, but I was children, so it's different. But you know what I mean? But like then you look back and you're like, oh wait, that person wasn't hot. That person was hot for the group of people I knew.
I think she's a New York 9.
Dude, that's a ridiculous number.
Yeah, she.
No, that's a ridiculous number.
All right.
Then why is if she's a New York 9? She doesn't have to go get her dress later. She has a team of people that are probably like Dominican that go get the dress for her. She has her own Cinderella. A New York 9. A New York 9. The greatest, some of the biggest models in the world live in New York. She's a New York 9. Or are we talking like where we're going in 2 weeks? Is she like a Saratoga Springs, New York 9?
I mean, I would put her on par with.
Is she an Altoona 9?
No, she's definitely not an Altoona 9. No, because like comparing her to like Flutzy.
Wait, you think Flutzy's a 9?
No, but you were saying there are models in New York. Like she's way better looking than. Anyway, now this is just getting her.
Are you calling Flutzy a model?
That's what she does.
Let's look out, Scoob. Lots of spooks around here.
A New York woman. Are you talking now because of COVID and all the good ones left?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't.
A New York 9 is one of the hottest women in the world.
I mean, I would put her in that category.
And I was fine with you saying that till you just added Flutzy. And I'm not trying to shit on
you were just
Flutzy.
saying,
But Flutzy is a -4 compared to a New York 9.
Flutzy's
How do
my
you spell
model
Flutzy?
reference. LUISA space LUDE.
You're not gonna find her on there, Dan. She's not like famous. She's somebody that Bobo wants to date.
I mean, she's done some big things, but
No, she's not ugly, but she's not a New York 9 is like Christy Brinkley in her prime.
So wait, is Flutzy good or bad?
She's a nice lady who's not ugly, except her eyes are goofy. But like she's with somebody that used to go on the show that Bobby would be on, the Eastside Dave show.
And the up and down game guy likes her a lot.
Yeah, he likes everybody. He actually has good taste to him. The women he named actually weren't bad.
yeah, no, he's pretty. He's got good taste.
Most of them.
So let's look out, Scoob. Lots of spooks around here. By spooks, I mean.
Is that Casey Kasem again?
Yeah, but it was Shaggy's version. He said, Zoik, looks out, Scoob, lots of spooks around here. And then he clarified what he meant, but I'm not going to.
Oh, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, do they have Foghorn Leghorn?
I think so. Let's find out.
If they do, can you do me a favor? Can you make them say, "It's so cold, can I sleep in the barn tonight, master"?
I can try.
Please.
What else is there? He's so cool. He's so cool. Can I sleep in the barn tonight?
I probably shouldn't have done it first. I probably did it better. What are you doing, Dan?
Nothing.
What was that beverage?
I thought it would be
Drink
funny.
on the show. We don't care. I just didn't know what you're having. Bobby's high. You can drink.
It's like cheap whiskey, but it
Oh,
gets a
Evan
good,
Williams.
yeah, it gets a good
I
rating.
went to high school with him. Just straight.
I had ice cream. I've been putting ice cream
Ice
on
cream?
everything that I cook. Like lately, like I've been putting ice cream on waffles, and I put like a whole bunch of strawberry ice cream in here before, but then I was pouring like whiskey on top of it.
God,
Ice
Dan.
cream is gone.
Does it taste good? Evan Williams and strawberry ice cream?
The ice cream didn't melt quick enough, so it was kind of like added a little bit of flavor, but it didn't really make a difference.
I like the idea that you could be fucked up and also have a milk mustache.
Do I?
Like have a strawberry mustache? No, you don't have one. I'm just saying, if someone like came to your door like, Mr. Brown, we're the police and there's a kid missing and you have got a strawberry milkshake out your mouth and you smell like brandy and they're like, he's in here. The kid's in here.
Did
you find it, Bobby?
Did the ice cream make you cold, Dan?
Not really. I mean, maybe at first, but this podcast has been going on for like an hour, so it's like warm now.
I know somebody who's cold.
Please, Master Dan, can I sleep in the barn? It's so cold, Jason.
I do better foghorn than that foghorn.
That was supposed to be Foghorn? That sounded like some English guy.
Yeah, that was like Ricky Gervais. Hello, governor. I'm a master, like Dan Brown.
I have a 2-car garage and it's separate from my house, so it's kind of like a barn. You can sleep in that.
I didn't know we were going to start bragging. No.
Who is this?
No.
Who was that?
No. It doesn't matter who it was. It's what they were saying that was terrible.
What?
This is not in hot water.
Please, Master Dan, can I sleep in the barn? It's so cold, Jason.
Is that Tommy Wiseau?
It's supposed to be Foghorn Leghorn.
No,
terrible.
it's not. It's the worst.
What else is there? That's Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah.
Chicken hawk.
All of us here can do a better Foghorn Leghorn.
All right,
than that.
everybody go. Dan, go. Foghorn Leghorn.
I say, sir. Like, nah.
You kind of just went like white man in the South who's like, that is not a woman, that is a tramp. A southern peach. Can you do a Foghorn Leghorn?
I said. That's all I got.
Gave up in the end. You're like, I said. You were kind of like Larry Bia, where you started off black and you ended up Italian.
Somewhere in there, yeah. Somewhere the Moors came into play.
I feel so old. I can't even think of what Foghorn Leghorn did. Like, I know there was a chicken hawk involved, but like, what was his thing? Like, was he?
He was just like, he would walk around, and then like there was this dog also that was guarding he was trying to fuck the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to fuck chickens.
Makes sense.
And the dog's like, no, I'm in charge. You can't fuck them. And then he would try to find ways. And the little fucking chicken hawk guy would try to beat him up.
And wasn't there also like a little nerd chicken with glasses?
Yeah, he was the son of the girl that Foghorn was trying to fuck.
Okay.
Yep. I remember the other day my daughter was saying, we were talking something about cartoons came up, and she was just saying, she was trying to remember one of the names and she couldn't remember, and she goes, what was that one? Stinky the cat? And it took me a minute to realize that meant Pepe Le Pew. I'm like, it was a skunk. Stinky the cat, which I think would be a great SoundCloud rapper name or a good strand of weed.
Marge, why are you cocking me? I just want to come. Marge, why are you cocking me?
What?
You're typing things in?
No. These are all ones people have made.
Oh, okay, because before, when I was wondering if you typed into your computer that word that somebody was like, please don't type that in.
Oh, I feel like if I did, it was the Mike O'Donnell version, where it's a thing you would use to protect yourself while roller skating.
Helmet?
A knee guard.
What are we doing? Why did I walk into that? Why was that a thing that you know that well? I don't know that as a Mike O'Donnell thing.
Oh, when we used to do that thing where we try to get people to say it via this pump up speech, he was like, "Oh, you should type this because they'll just read it."
Oh my God, racism? Here's the thing: I love puns like so much, but you know who loves puns too? Racists love puns because they always find a way to just take a word and go, ah.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
What did you think I was going to say, Dan?
I know I thought Pat was going to say Dr. Stephen Fishman, but
that was a guy. There's a comedian who's also, by the way, Bobby, I think we've talked about him. He's a wonderful guy, and he looked a lot like Bob Saget, and he had this crazy voice, and he would do comedy. He was an okay comic who just did puns all the time, and I loved him. I loved him more than anything, and no one else really liked it, but I would get him on gay. I just loved him. He was an older guy because he also, his other job during the day, he was one of the most renowned dentists in all the East Coast. Like you have to wait like 2 years in line. Like he's the most accomplished ever. And he would go up to me and go, I just can't believe that like I get to be on a show with you. I'm like, you were in awe of me. The greatest dentist of all. Like kids have to like, a kid who's 11 can't get his braces off until he's 19 because the waiting line for Dr. Stephen Fishman is so great. And his puns were just fucking the best.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
And he used to let us park in his parking lot when we would have shows at the Elbow Room.
Yeah, because he his where we did it. That's how he found about comedy. Where we were doing where we performed that time when you came down the Elbow Room in that big plaza area is also one of his practices. So there was no parking, but he'd be like, "Go ahead, park in my lot."
I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah, bitch.
That's awesome.
He was. I always like it when someone's like super accomplished at something, but then they also try to do something else. I mean, I don't know. I always respect that, like, because you're always the best at your field, and you're like. So to me, I'm like, oh my god, how would you become like the greatest at all the work you had to do and studying? But they're also like, well, how do you become a good comic? You have to do all this and that. They want to do more shit, and I always appreciate that when they don't like use it. He's not like, well, I've got money, so if I put on these shows or I pay these people, I can just say I'm good. No, he went to open mics and tried and shit.
And
he was a really friendly, nice guy.
Sweetheart. And his wife was wonderful too. She was really cool.
I'm glad you went that way. I really thought you were going to be like, instead of saying he loved puns, he loved racism. And he was just the best dentist ever, but he was super racist. Like, oh, we gave you a gold crown. No, we just figured you guys like that better.
Usually Connecticut open mics ends that way.
That's what I figured. Yeah.
We
love
racism.
We can't do this root canal on layaway, right? Okay, just making sure.
Roots canal.
Jesus, what are we doing here?
Hard.
Is Connecticut more racist than other states?
Well, I mean, in what way? Like,
I don't know. I was just thinking while you guys were talking, I was just thinking about like, remember, like there was a time that you got into a fist fight because some guy with the guitar was like playing the guitar and saying the N-word a lot in his song. And then one time I was at the Stress Factory and this guy was like just saying the N-word a whole bunch of times. And then Dame FK was like, I would probably have something to say with that guy, but he was too big and strong. And I'm not gonna like I don't think we're the most racist state because we're very small. I mean, like there are states that used to not let black people go to school.
It also has to do with the area too, because like I grew up in Memphis in the South, and you would assume super racist. Never met a racist until I moved to Central Pennsylvania, where it's like super isolated. Because in Memphis, it's a bunch of people. You're constantly intermixed. You're not dealing with the same thing. Now, if you went to the sticks in Arkansas, right across the river, then yeah, you'd find some serious racists. But I think it has a lot to do with like what is the area's population too. You
basically go to the areas where the fried chicken is bad.
I remember
if it's bad, the racism is good.
Yeah, if it's a chowder area, they're gonna be.
I feel like most of my life I've been like I haven't like I was just talking to somebody online. Like I think I was talking to Charlie Concarlo on the online about this. Like I don't think I've experienced a lot of racism, but like when I worked at ShopRite a long time ago, people would just come up to me and they would just like drop N bombs, and it was just like they would assume that I was a scumbag, like they were a scumbag, and they would just drop N bombs as if like it would be okay with it. They just assumed that I was the same level of scumbaggery that they were.
Like they showed a level of comfort using that word with you that you wouldn't show to your average coworker.
Exactly. And it was just weird. Like,
well, there's people like that who I think racists are a lot like sports fans. What they do is they get into a conversation, they get comfortable, and then they want to see if you're like at their level. So what they'll do, like okay, so there's a guy that I saw the other day. I don't really know him. He lives in the neighborhood, and he happened to say to me, he goes, "So you watched the Yankee game the other night?" And if I said yes and started talking, and he knew he had somebody to talk baseball with and was happy. But I was like, no, I haven't really watched the Yankees in a couple of years. So he's like, oh, okay, well, we'll have a good one. And then he had nothing else to say to me because I couldn't talk the language he wanted to talk. I think it's the same way when someone's like, you like look across the street and there's like three Mexican guys, and like he'll be like, I wonder if they all came in the same car. Are they gonna mow the lawn? And you're like, wait, what do you mean? And he's like, no, never mind. But if you're like, yeah, I bet you they all have different moms or something. And he's like, all right, high five. And then he's all excited, So I think it's that lead in. It's that weird one of us type thing.
I feel like you're so sweet, Dan. You didn't realize that that's what he was doing with you either. He was just like pointing to a group and he was like, they're all lazy. And you were like, yeah, those guys over there aren't working really hard today. They are lazy. And he just thought you meant something completely different.
Which is weird because usually they're just top notch.
Maybe like sometimes I like when black comedians like shit on white people and they talk about all the shitty things white people do. Like sometimes I think that I don't do that these guys must be full of crap. But then I talk to like 3 people, so I don't really even know what white people do. It's like like they're probably like garbage white people out there like in droves, but it's like I talk to like my friend Brian, I talk to my brother, and maybe like you and like 2 other people. So it's like sometimes people like they probably know more about white people than I even can fathom. So
that's why whenever I hear people like, oh, you have white privilege, I'm like, on the outside I'm white and look like it, but I have the health care of a fat black woman with 6 kids. You know what I mean? Like I've never had privilege in my life. I'm the same way. When I laugh at that stuff because I have seen white people act. I know people get mad at black comics doing it, but I have seen white people act exactly the way black comics say it. But I've also seen, and it's not supposed to be done, I've also seen black people act the way that some white comics say they act. Like, and I would rather watch that. I would rather watch a black comic go up and say, white people be like this, than them hump a stool. I have my choice. I hate when they hump a stool.
But at the same time, like I have class issues. Like I feel like I resent rich people. So like, I mean, Cliff does this bit where he talks about these like rich white girls and just how privileged they are. And like when Cliff does that bit, it's like, yeah, that's right. F those rich people. And I just get angry and like, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just like sheltered and stupid.
No, you're breaking all stereotypes, Dan.
Probably more well-rounded.
Listen, if anyone is more of a unicorn than you, show them to me. If anyone out there watching this podcast right now is also drinking whiskey on top of strawberry ice cream, so Dan, what class would you? Dan, you're like school on Saturday. No class. That was always my favorite joke from Fat Albert. But I think at that note, I think we did it.
We did it.
Bobby, I'm going to see you tomorrow. That's crazy.
It's exciting, man. I can't
I'm
wait.
pumped. I'm pumped to come watch you work and be on there. I'm happy to see Kumi. They all know I'm coming, right? Because I didn't. That your little company there never confirms things like the day before.
Yeah, I think they do. Garrett turned around and was like, "Your boy's coming tomorrow. You excited?" So.
So if he knows, yeah, then it's fine. I messaged E-Rock, and of course I'm like, "Hey, just confirming again." He says, "I don't want to show up and there's like, oh look, it's David Duke night."
Exactly.
So like Pat, you and David. Listen, I've been on there many times and I enjoy being on there, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I was nervous for a minute that day when they're like, "Hey Pat, I know you're gonna be here, but Jim Norton's gonna sit in too," and I'm like,
"That's a big one, yeah."
And that was Jim Norton, Dave Landau, me, all sitting in a row. Like I'm like, these are 2 of the quickest, and Gumia, quickest fucking people there is. And I held my own. Even Norton said, "He goes, dude, you're fucking holding your own." I'm like, yeah, I'm trying. I was doing fine, but I was like, that was crazy. It was like, so I like it better when it's just like me and him, and I can just slow down a little bit.
That's always like interesting because Jim Norton is always so like he's probably one of the things I like about Jim Norton and all those O&A. I didn't listen to O&A like when it was on the radio, but I would go back on YouTube and listen to O&A clips. And Jim Norton was always like the sniper, but like you are like the fastest, quickest thinker that I've seen in my entire 8 years.
The whole Pecos?
Yeah, on this side of the Pecos.
I don't even know what is the Pecos?
It's the Pecos River. It's like when cowboys talk about something and they're like the best there was like.
No, I always knew that, but I didn't know where it was. I'm like, what side of the Pecos?
I don't know, but it's like
I'm on this side of the Pecos.
Yeah, you're the fastest on this side.
Yeah, the other side, that guy's so quick. Like fuck, because he's black. He has an extra tendon. But
But I don't
I'm
know.
looking
Maybe
forward to it tomorrow. It should be fun. Dan, tell people where they can get ice cream and whiskey and where they can follow you.
you can get ice cream and whiskey. You can get whiskey at I got mine at this place called Harry's in Meriden, Connecticut, and I got my ice cream on Chase Street at the Stop and Shop.
Buy them both there. Don't go other places. If you don't buy them both there, you're not doing it right. It's called the Downtown Dan Brown Special. You get yourself some Evan Williams. What kind of ice cream? What's the brand name?
It's the Stop and Shop brand. I'm a cheap piece of shit. I've
Does it have
issues.
actual strawberries in it?
It did actually. I did find some.
You gotta get the fresh berries in there. It mixes good with the Evan Williams.
Yep. You can find me on most social media things at Ghosty Films, and I'm on Instagram at Dan Brown Comedy.
Bobby,
check out the Davy Mac Sports program as always. Pat and I have a show coming up the 20th, right?
I don't think it's the 20th.
Oh boy,
it's the 22nd.
22nd, and it will be a fun one. It's me, him, the guy who's putting on the show, who's hilarious, and a name Pat's gonna make fun of for the next 6 weeks.
There's something like Saru. What is it?
I think it was Surah. Yeah, because we did the hoo-ha. Yeah.
And then Quentin Davis.
And Quentin, who's very funny.
I don't know him.
I thought you said that last time. I was just going off of
Travis is fun.
Travis is very funny. And Stevie Lou's got another one of his shows at the Brooklyn Comedy Club, August 14th. And veteran of the POS show, Mike O'Donnell, I believe, is making the trip up. So get your tickets now.
Tell Stevie to put me on one of those motherfucking things.
Just literally ask him. He is so overwhelmed with booking that all you got to do is send a message.
I love Stevie.
Yeah, he's the man.
I would hate to pester him because I'm sure he's being bothered by a million people, but I might. So
for that one.
And tomorrow, so people watching will put this up, whatever. I don't know if it's going to go tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. I have to run around, but like I will be on. If you're watching this and I already did it, subscribe to Compound Media so you can watch all Bobby's great shit. These great shows there. How can you forget? And shows like that, and also you can see my latest appearance on with Anthony Cumia, which will be tomorrow. But if you're watching this later, and then it'll be on there ready for you to watch.
Up and ready to go.
It'll be all fun. Thanks for following us on all the fun, dumb things. Like I said, Bobby and I have that show coming up then. What do I have coming up? I'm looking at those dumb stuff. And then that Thursday before I'm at Comics with Frank. Bunch of fun things going on. So just make sure you're looking out for all your Pat Oates needs. You can buy me some strawberry ice cream. I don't drink whiskey. But you know what I would put on there? Maybe some Silk City hot sauce. Because they have that one that's like the cherry. What the fuck's it called? It's like
cherry sriracha.
Cherry sriracha. Yeah, I put that. Me and Seamus put that on vanilla ice cream one time. Just a little. We put too much on once. We're like, oh, it was too much. But a little bit on there, and the heat with the fucking ice cream. Oh, it was fucking amazing. It was like this badass cherry vanilla. It was incredible. Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. What was that?
That's adventurous.
Yeah, well, says the man who puts blueberry ice cream on his waffles. I read that on Facebook as well. You are adventurous with your fuck Bobby Flay. I want to watch Dan Brown make treats, and that's what I want to.
The fun thing about cherry sriracha on vanilla ice cream is it looks like you cream pie during her period.
Yeah, it looks like her pussy's weird, but yet also filled with babies. So, but on that note. Thank you all so much. Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. Leave off the last S for savings, whatever the fuck this. I don't know. Use POS for the promo code.
Periods.
Have yourself some ice
something.
cream, wet dreams, screaming creams.
Periods or something.
Yeah, bloody pussy. All right. Tell them, Bobby.
If you can't beat them, if you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a piece of shit.
Fuck
Peace
you.
out, you bitch ass motherfuckers.
Whoa, you saved him for the end?